Hello, so today I wanted to talk about a subject that is really quite common in change, which is self-sabotage. And I'm not talking about personal self-sabotage, which is also quite common, where you work on a project really hard and then just before you're supposed to deliver it, you get a headache, or you feel really bad, or you feel really depressed and you cannot deliver at the level that you could usually deliver. Or you just simply come late, although you knew up front what the traffic situation would be like. These are personal self-sabotage actions which oftentimes have some sort of conflict at the base of it, but we're not really going into this here because this is not about personal coaching, but we do offer personal coaching as well. So personal coaching and business coaching. So if you have these issues and you'd like to address them, there are some strategies that are really quite helpful that we could do with you. So if you're interested in that, please do contact us at info@seekchange.co. So info@seek, like seeking something, change, like changing something, .co. And we can address this for you. What we do want to talk about in this video, though, is corporate self-sabotage, which is quite often quite the same, just with more people. So what you have a lot of times is you go into a meeting and you expect all these people who are supposed to be driving the change forward to be really excited about it. But what really happens is that they're all acting as if they are handling a hot potato, right? They're shoveling all kinds of tasks to everybody else so they can position themselves into a position that when it all fails, they're not going to be blamed. Or when it all fails, they are going to win. They get more power. And that is not really a position that you want to be in a change, because you are basically heading for failure, and that is the goal that you're going towards. So I have seen this quite often in corporations. I mean, to the degree that sometimes I was called in to sell a certain project for a consultancy. So I was a subcontractor for that consultancy, and the consultancy had talked to them for quite a while already about the project, but nothing happened. And nothing was going forward. So they asked me to have a meeting with them. So I did. And nothing really happened. They seemed interested, but nothing really happened. I had another meeting with them. Nothing really happened. Then we went in and we flew to the main headquarters in Europe to show them our offices. And they had a meeting with all the high-ranking staff, and nothing really happened until I walked back with the man that we were supposed to be selling this to, the director, to the plane, basically. And I said in joke, well, if it all goes badly, you can always blame me. And I saw the lights go on in his eyes. That was really what I was going for, but that is why consultants are a lot of times hired, because there are so many people in the organization who don't want to take the risk that something goes wrong, that they rather hire a consultant who they can blame if things do go wrong. So I went into that situation, and well, the first thing that manager told me was, it's never going to work. I know it's not going to work. We're never going to have enough time. That wasn't a promising start, but and there were other points and other issues later that showed that he really didn't believe that this was going to work. And in a way, he was more or less hoping that this wasn't going to work for some political issues. That gave me a lot of leeway, which was great for me because I could make sure that everything was in place. But it also created a lot of politics. And if you have an organization that really wants a change and needs to make a change happen, you really want all your resources and everybody aligned. So the change was a success. And there was another change as well that I had done earlier, where I went in and the first thing the manager told me was, I hate this project and I hate, who you're working for, and I'm going to make sure that you're going to get sacked. I do like you though, and I like the person who works for you. But I really don't want this to happen. So again, this was really not the best situation to go into, and that project was also successful, and it was a way to manage his state and his psychology in a way that got the project working. But this is something that you really need to be aware of in your company. No matter how great the change is, no matter how much it will benefit the environment, no matter how much you believe in it, make sure that the people who are supposed to execute that change really do believe in it and also have the psychological resources to pull through and not to pull back in the middle of the backflip. Because there's nothing worse than somebody who doesn't believe in it or somebody who has an inner block, and a lot of times it's not their fault. It is something that happened before. It may be a trauma. It may be something that happened at the job. It may be a bad experience that they had before, which they are hedging against. And you have to be able to identify what that is so that it will not derail your project. In some companies, it's really bad, where everybody seems to have this issue. In other companies, there's only a couple of people. But whatever it is a good idea to seek help, maybe outside if that is the issue in your company, and get some coaches in. Get some business coaches in, get some life coaches in, help people with their personal situations if that is the issue. And then you will have a much, much greater chance of a really successful project. So this is it for today. So I hope this was helpful. And if you haven't signed up for the mastermind yet, it is bit.ly/G10 Mastermind. And I look forward to seeing you there. And see you again. I hope you're tuning in again tomorrow. This has been actually quite a lot of fun for me. I didn't really realize that this was going to be so much fun, but I'm really enjoying this, so I'm hoping that you're enjoying this too. So see you again tomorrow.